Vanderbilt's projection last season was 2-10. So they went 5-7, projected to go 2-10. Definitely beat the projection last year by a lot. Will they do it again this year? Well, the projection is going to be a little bit higher. We'll get into that. First, this is the scale that we'll be using. If it's a 50-50 game, that's a game where I think the spread will be less than a touchdown, 40 to 60%. If it's less than 20 or over 80, those are games where I think the spread will be 20 or more. In the orange here, 20 to 29, and in the blue, 71 to 80. Those are games where I think the spread will be double digits, 10 to 19 points. And then 30 to 39, 61 to 70. Those are games where I think the spread will be about a touchdown, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 points in that range. And usually Vanderbilt, they don't have any guaranteed wins on their schedule. Usually even an FCS team, it's not guaranteed that they're going to beat them easily. But this Vanderbilt team really changed last year. They became a decent team. They won a couple of SEC games, went 5-7 like I mentioned. And I think there's really no reason to think that Vanderbilt cannot at least be a similar team this year. And because of that, I think you can give them at least one guaranteed win, and that's Alabama A&M. I don't think that they really have any problem with that one. They should roll in that game. In fact, we're going to go Hawaii and UNLV as well. So, Alabama A&M is closer to like 99%. Hawaii and UNLV maybe closer to 85%, 90% in that range. But I do think Vandy will be favored by at least 20 points in these three games. I really do. So 3 wins for Vanderbilt, three guaranteed wins. We're not going to say guaranteed, but almost guaranteed wins for them this year, which is more than they were projected to win total last year. So that tells you how far this Vanderbilt team has come. You look at other games here on the flip side of this, games where they really don't have much of a chance. I think they will be a double-digit underdogs in these games, and that's Georgia, South Carolina, and Tennessee. Really just not much of a chance that they win these games. They do get Georgia at home. You could maybe even put that game in the red. They just don't have much of a chance in that game. South Carolina and Tennessee on the road, those games will also be really, really tough. So 3 games that you can pretty much count as losses, 3 games that you can count as wins, and then you got the other 6 games. They win them all. Hey, they could go 9-3, but they could also lose them all, and they could go 3-9. So which way will it go? Well, let's continue on here with the games, other games that they'll be underdogs in. And these are games that I think they'll be about a 6, 7, 8, 9 point underdog in, and that's Wake Forest, Kentucky, Florida, Ole Miss, and Auburn. So I do think Vanderbilt will be a clear underdog in all of these games. Wake Forest is interesting with no Sam Hartman, but I still think Vandy on the road, they'll be 7 or 8 point underdogs. Kentucky, they'll be underdogs there. Even though they did win last year, Kentucky overall still a better team. And Florida on the road, kind of the same story there. Plus playing on the road, that's going to be a tough one. Ole Miss on the road will be tough. Auburn, they do get them at home. But yeah, I think Vandy will be about a touchdown underdog in these games. Maybe some of them they turn out to be double-digit underdogs, like maybe Ole Miss, they're 10 or 11 points. But it's so early. Once we get into the season, obviously these numbers are going to change. But looking at it right now, I think these games are close enough that you could put them there in the yellow. And then that leaves Missouri. Missouri is the one 50-50 game. And when you do the projection, you get 5-7. So 5-7, the exact same projection as what they were last season. I do think Missouri's a better team than Vanderbilt, but home field advantage may be enough to lean that one towards more of a 50-50 game. I think Missouri will be favored by 3 or 4 points. It really just depends on Vanderbilt. Are they the team? Are they kind of like we saw last year? Are they a team that is pretty competitive, or do they go back to what they were before? With some of the losses that they'll have this offseason, it's hard to know. It's hard to know. They really surprised us all last year in doing what they did. So I think 5-7, that's a pretty solid projection if you're a Vanderbilt fan. If you can find a way to win one more of these games, get to 6-6, get to a bowl game, that would be a huge success for Vandy. But projection, same as their record in 2022. They are projected to go 5-7 in 2023.